Welcome, everyone. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday. I know I'm having a somewhat productive one, so it's good to see everybody. Yeah, man. So what tonight's gonna be? Tonight's gonna be a focus. We're going to celebrate the clip channels a little bit. So I'm gonna give a big shout out to Heels in the Air, who I see in chat. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Hugh Janus. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Hartley. We're going to go ahead and we're gonna these are hardworking folks, people. Okay, they're sifting through all of this nonsense, right? They're sifting through all of this nonsense, and because of them sifting through all of this nonsense and then editing and making their own videos to post and share. So for them to do that and allow us to have access to this information without having to click on them and give them the views, well, that's a pretty awesome thing. So I'm really, really grateful for that. Also, I want to say cheers to everybody. Just cracked open a bottle of bourbon, so it should be a fun night. And yeah, man, that's tasty. Ooh. All right, so I did do something today that I've only done one other time before we get into all that. And hold on one second here. I don't know. I think that's it. All right, give me 1 second. I'm having login trouble here. There we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had a little login issue here, but we're good now. Give me 1 second. So I went with my buddy's son today, and we went to a shooting range. And I haven't done that in years and years. It's probably been like 10 years, and I've only done it one other time. But yeah, man, it was super fun. Is there no volume? Oh. Yeah, man. It was dope, man. Like, so the plan for me is I just want to I want to get really familiar with a gun right now, considering how things are kind of going. Because you guys got to understand, I mean, there's no denying this isn't a political thing here that I'm about to talk about. There's no denying that crime is going to go up. The reason why crime is about to go up quite a bit is because everything is becoming more and more and more expensive. And with a war going on, it's going to become even more expensive. So crime rates will increase. And that's not going to be me. I'm telling you guys right now. Let me see something here real quick. I can't find what. Hello. How is that not here? That's driving me crazy. Okay, here we go. All right, so this was that. Show you guys this real quick. Why is that not showing? All right, hold on one second. Why is that not showing? Man, that's really annoying. There we go. All right, well, that's shit out of luck. But see, I hate showing you guys this without being able to show you how well I did as a beginner. But I will, you know what I'm going to do real quick? I'll make it easier. All right, so this is with the pistol, but I didn't take a picture of the target with the AR-15. But I will go ahead and show you that real quick. So I wonder how well you guys can see that. I'll make it full screen. Oh, it already is. So yeah, man, it was pretty dope. No, Kaz, no, nothing like that. It's just, like with crime's gonna increase, man, and you're not gonna catch me slipping. So this is 18 rounds, and I only missed this thing twice. One of them, you could see I got it right on the X, which is pretty crazy because that's literally the second time I've ever shot a pistol. It was a 9mm. Yeah, it was a really cool experience. And then real quick, then there's this. This was fun. I gotta share that. Boom. All right, but I don't have the target for this one, but this thing was so loud, dude. This thing was so fucking loud, and it had like, it was the mastery one. It was like the mastery one. This thing shot what my buddy called it. The rounds that this thing was firing were massive. They were huge, and I think they were 7.62s, is what he said. I don't know anything about guns, really, so but I think he said they were 7.62s, but they were massive. So like, it was really loud. Like, the video doesn't give it justice as to how loud it was. And it had a bit of a kick, but it's cool because like, once you see what the gun is doing, you kind of learn your way around, like holding it right to hold it steadier so you can anticipate the recoil more. It was really, really cool, but I don't get some weird pleasure out of it. There was a dude in the stall next to us. He was with his young son, which I was surprised to even let kids in there. But he was with his young son, and the kid was firing a pistol. You know, kid couldn't have been more than 13 years old, and he was firing a pistol. And when he finished it, the kid just seemed like cool, you know, whatever. But the dad was like, man, how did that feel? You know? And he was like, it was like kind of, you know, right. And I hear people say that all the time, but I never get that. I never get that feeling of like feeling more powerful. You know, I just don't, you know, and it's awesome because like this dude, he has a membership here. So I could just go with him. He's part of the membership, is he can bring a guest, and the gun rental is free. You know, everything except the ammo is free. So it's really, really awesome. So I plan on doing this a lot, especially within the next month. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot. I ran into this kid from the gym, and he was like, I didn't know you like to shoot, dude. And I was like, no, I haven't in a long time. This is my second time ever. And the last time I did it was like 10 years ago. He was like, cool. And this kid's only like 17, and he was in there by himself, which is crazy. That's what Tennessee's like, man. It's crazy. And he had this shotgun, but it didn't look like a shotgun, like a traditional. I don't know a lot about guns, but he had like, hey, what's up, Jeremy M? It's good to see you too, buddy. Thank you for that. Yeah, he had this shotgun. This thing was super loud. But you can't shoot like any buckshot or anything in the range like that. Buckshot or birdshot, you can't shoot that in there. So it would just go through the holes this thing left, but I was able to shoot this thing straight. But you have a shotgun in your house. You're gonna, if you have a shotgun for home protection, this thing this thing really exaggerated home protection, man. Let me tell you, because this thing, yeah, it looked as dangerous as it was. You know what I mean? It was pretty insane. But yeah, I'm gonna go shooting as often as I can. And I like Christina T. That's another thing. I'm dying to go hunting, but I'm not an experienced hunter. You know what I mean? So like, I want to go with somebody who's experienced and knows how to hunt, and especially knows how to like butcher and skin the deer or whatever it is that we kill. Because I'm not killing something without eating it. I am just not going to do that. If I have the balls to go buy meat at the store after somebody else killed it for me, you know, if I'm going to go out there and kill something, I'm going to show it at the minimum amount of respect that I'm going to eat it. Yeah, AR-15, yeah. But the thing was with this one, the rounds that we were firing through that one were like not like the rounds that I fired the first time I shot an AR-15. And that was like like a child could handle that thing. There was like almost no recoil at all. It was just dot, 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 like perfectly accurate. Yeah, man. So yeah, I had a cool day, man. I can't complain. Now I get to kick it with you guys. It's pretty dope. Thanks again, Jeremy M, buddy. Appreciate it, man. All right. So again, like I was saying earlier, this is gonna be a tribute to clip channels, dude. Because I've been seeing a good uh I've been seeing a good amount of of clips. Because apparently what's really funny is, you know, Candace going live really rubbed some people the wrong way, man. Like it really, really did. Nobody even cared that she was on my channel or really on cracking cases except for Betty. But the fact that she went live and there was a child in the room, the horror. There was a child in the room while Candace Bly was live, who, to our knowledge, has not committed a crime in any way, shape, or form. But of course, you know. So let's check out. um, let's just start with this one. Now, the thumbnail, you can't really see it. You can't really see the thumbnail in this one because because the thumbnail doesn't show when you show the video, but she heels in the air, like superimposed. She like superimposed Betty's face on Eileen Wuorno's face, the serial killer, the first ever American serial killer, female serial killer in history, and based out of Daytona, Florida, coincidentally. And so she has the famous picture that's the cover of the documentary where she's got the chains around her throat and whatever, and then she's got the hair. And I find it astonishing, people. I find it astonishing that it's not even Betty's hair. It's the reface thing. So it's Eileen's hair, but it looks like Betty's hair because she wears her hair the same way, right? I mean, I find that hilarious. I find it absolutely hilarious that that I mean, what did she do, dude? Did she walk into a salon, right? Did she walk into the to a salon and go, "Give me the man beater"? You know what I mean? Like just the typical the typical, it's just, yeah, like that is exactly the hair, because there's only one female serial killer that's infamous in this country, and they have the same haircut and they're from the same area. There's got to be, they've got to share some sort of gene. You know what I mean? There's got to be some sort of mechanism, some sort of DNA strand that they share. You know, because of they're both completely and totally psychotic and just can't go without physically hurting men. I find that really interesting. I love her music.
And unbiased. They're factual and biased until they don't
heels in the air. I love the music that you put. It's just so fitting with with what you do here.
What an arrest record is, and look at a court record with traffic infractions and civil suits. But hey, I've been arrested 42 times, and how I live with my mother. What? And clear.
But you did get arrested 42 times, and you do live with your mother. Now, again, like I said, I'm not faulting anybody for their living conditions. You know what I mean? It happens. It's whatever. Like, people's living conditions are nobody's business. If we say that about Candace and Dawn, you know, that it's none of our business how they keep their house. You know what I'm saying? We don't get to talk about her living conditions. You know what I'm saying? I just think that that's fair. That's all. Me personally, I don't want to be unfair, you know? So yeah, dude, look at that. Dude, look at that hairdo. That's the same hairdo, bro. Oh, sweetie. Oh my God. Yes. We're going to work you. Like, imagine this is her and I'm standing behind her and there's a mirror here. You guys are the mirror. We're going to work you. This is going to be beautiful. This is going to be beautiful. You just wait and see, honey. We're going to turn you into, I read in a magazine once, honey, that this is the new thing. Yeah. They call it the here's something you can't understand how I could just kill a man. That's what they're calling it in Vogue. That's what they're calling it in Cosmo. I mean, this is going to be amazing.
What do you mean? I live on $1,000 budget a month. My home's paid for. You would know that if you knew how to do research in public records and not mistaken a court record.
How are we going to know what your budget is every month through public record? What is public record, though? What is public record is your 42 arrests. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome. Now coming to the ring, the 42-time man-beating champion of the world.
For an arrest record. Idiots.
Like, yo, I can't get enough of this music. Dude, look at that. Look at that, dude.
Outside of,
if my dick was half that long, I would be the president, CEO, and owner of Brazzers and Star. Dude, I could write my own ticket. If it was half that long. Think about that shit. That's her police record, bro. That is her arrest record. Dude. Hey, honey. Is that your arrest record, or you're just really happy to see me?
The domestic stuff, my record's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But I did go to jail for my abusers on more than one occasion, just so I didn't have to be beaten when
Wait. What did she just say? What did she just say? Let's hear that again. Because people, once again, I can't believe my fucking ears.
Outside of the domestic stuff, my record's pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's break this whole thing down real quick. Let's start with that statement. Besides the whole domestic stuff, my record's pretty good. Let's not forget, okay, let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, besides the whole domestic stuff and the DUI and the cocaine charge, okay? Besides that, your record's pretty good. Congratulations. You haven't murdered anybody. You haven't burglarized a house or got caught for it. You haven't jaywalked like I have and got caught for it. You haven't kidnapped anyone that we know of and got caught. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. This, hey, hey, hey. I mean, go ahead, law-abiding girl. Go ahead. Wow. Besides my 42 violent infractions against me, record's pretty good. My record's, I mean, it's nothing to shake a stick at. Besides the 42 arrests for violence against people that I told them I loved. Just besides that. Other than that, I'm kosher. Okay? So don't be throwing your judgment at me.
I did go to jail for my abusers on more than one.
I went to jail for my abusers on more than one occasion. I did go to jail for my abusers on one or more occasion. So let's think about that for a second. You forget that these come equipped with police reports, right? Detailed from a police officer that you respect because you back the blue. Okay? You back the blue. We love cops. We back the blue. A police officer who likely doesn't have a police record because he's a police officer and they don't let you be police officers when you have records. So already this person being a civil servant already and someone with a job already has more credibility than you. And these are the people that are writing up what they experienced and witnessed with their own eyes. That's their job. We get a call, so there's an arrest made. We got to write out a detailed report as to what happened. And in those detailed reports, Betty, in those detailed reports, there is descriptions of you manhandling people, manhandling men, beating them, strangling them, threatening to cut them into little pieces or have them cut into little pieces because you know people, and left on the side of the road, and then threatening the police officer of the same fate, and beating your mom. Now, let me tell you something. There's nothing lower than somebody who hits their mother. I was raised Hispanic, okay? You did that shit, it was practically a death sentence. Like, it is unforgivable. You never, ever, 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 ever even raise a hand to your mother. Ever. Your mom beats your ass, you just sit there and take it. At best, you cover up. At best, you cover up, dude. But you don't ever, you don't even karate block. Okay? You don't even do that. You take the ass whooping. That's what you do. You don't ever, under any circumstances, raise your hand to your mother. Ever.
One occasion, just so I didn't have to be beaten when I...
Okay, so now what she's saying, let's repeat that whole comment real quick.
just so I didn't have to be beaten. But I did go to jail for my abusers on more than one occasion, just so I didn't have to be beaten if they went.
Okay. So what she's claiming is all of these different times, she went to jail as a martyr and to protect herself because this person who she abused was so bad and she got arrested for was so bad that if they went to jail, oh my God, her life is in danger. I mean, but again, the police reports, they say a different thing, man. They just do, Betty. You know, we all read it. We all read them. The police reports say something entirely different. Okay? Like, you're gonna have to face this. You're gonna have to face this. Or you'll never find peace. Oh, I agree with you, Middle Tennessee Saw. I agree with you.
To jail. Mom! I need coffee! I need my bed made! Can you come clean my office?
That is super creepy. Because like what she's doing is she's being sarcastic. Because I think I remember actually watching that. And she's being sarcastic because people are making comments about her and her mom's relationship and how she beat her mom. So now she's like trying to cover up her situation at home with sarcasm against the oh yeah, absolutely, fit and curvy. Yeah, please share that link. And in that link that Fit and Curvy just shared, that's burnt toast. I'm sure the majority of you guys are already burnt toast listeners, and she she did a great job covering all that stuff, all of her record, and she did a great job of. She also kindly shared the links to the public record to where you can look for yourself. Don't just take her word for it, is what she's saying in that video. Don't just take my word for it. If you want to go and look, you can look. It is public record. All right, let's find another one. Let's find another one. This one's going to be Hartley. Hartley is fantastic. This one is Molly Go Lightly talking about and she's obviously hungover and drunk or whatever. I mean, she's got to be. And mods, feel free, please, to drop the links to these clip channels in the chat, because I want people to subscribe to them. Because the more people click on these, the less views. If you guys want to hear Bullhorn Betty's bullshit, you know, and you want to hear Molly Go Lightly's bullshit because you like to watch train wrecks, you know, rely on your clip channels, man, because they're doing us a service, so we don't have to give them views. It's fantastic. I love it. And they're not going to let you down because we're doing this whole live with clips from clip channels. That's what we're doing.
Last night decides to go live, right? And when she does, the most insane thing happens. Candace Bly. So, okay. So take that picture right here. So let's find Candace Bly's. This is it. All right. It's called Talking to a Good Friend. Okay. So I watched it. All right, here we go. All right. No. Just listen.
Absolutely blessed are the clip channels.
Listen, we're gonna watch this together. Listen, I got a headache from hell. All right. But this is Candace right here, as you can see, talking with a good friend. Okay, I don't know who this friend is, but she seems to be in a hotel. I remember that hat. And look at this. It looks like a little boy.
She seems to be in a hotel.
Girl. So here she goes.
Oh my God, there's a child.
What are you doing?
In the presence of Candace.
Yeah. What are you doing, lady? What are you doing?
Oh my God, there's a child in the presence of Candace Bly. Hey, Molly Go Boob Job. Let me ask you a question. When was there a court order stating that Candace can't be around kids? When was there some sort of injunction by the TBI, the Hawkins County Sheriffs, that says, hey, until this investigation's over, you can't be around any kids? You know, if you have proof of this, please produce it, because there is none. There is no such thing. She's not committing a crime. She's not doing anything wrong. She's going live. And as a matter of fact, type a 2 in my chat right now, guys. If you think, if Candace Bly gave you the impression that she was intoxicated last night, type a 2 if Candace Bly gave you the impression that she was intoxicated last night. Really? She did seem under the impression? Okay, I'm seeing a few 2s. So you guys honestly think that Candace looked high or drunk while she was on this panel? That's what I'm asking. If she did seem. If she seems sober, type a 1. Doesn't matter if she was drunk as fuck tonight. That's not what I'm asking. We know she drinks. We're not denying that she drinks. We're not denying that she may even engage in narcotic activity or even prescription drugs of some sort, and even possibly misuse them. I'm not denying that possibility. I'm talking about last night, the night that Molly Go Lightly in Hartley's video here is referring to. Okay, I'm seeing a lot more 1s now. So another reason why I didn't see any issue with a child being in her presence. Maybe she has enough sense. Maybe that is something to consider, that maybe she has enough sense to be sober around her kids or any kids. I mean, you know? So I didn't see, like, it's crazy to me that somehow she has a problem. This is a person who has her own child living under the same roof and being raised by somebody who is such a problematic alcoholic that they are on the verge of possibly losing their life. I mean, that's a fact, people. That is a fact. This is not slander. This is not defamation in any way, shape, or form. This is a fact. This is something that she has made public to us. Fact. Princess is the nanny of the house and has raised this child. Fact. Princess is so sick right now due to alcohol abuse, that you have to have been drinking a shit ton for a long fucking time to get to that point. A shit ton for a long fucking time. And that kid is only what, 15? So, Molly, I'm sorry, but you're nobody to be sitting up here talking about Candace Bly being around a kid based on your assumptions that she might have done something to her own child, despite the overwhelming lack of evidence that she did, despite even some evidence that could be argued that is to the contrary that she did. So, Molly, head out of your ass. We're not even a quarter of the way done with this.
Ugh. Okay, who is this child, Candace?
None of your fucking business.
How do you not realize that there's a small child on the right?
I don't know if you guys noticed. Okay, this is the thing. I want to explain something because I'm realizing that I have a different demeanor that I do with talking about Bullhorn Boob. Okay, I have a different demeanor when I'm talking about MGL. I just noticed this myself. MGL genuinely makes me angry. Like the things now Bullhorn Betty makes me angry too. Okay, she makes me angry, but she is so easy to laugh at and make fun of and make jokes on because she is such a fucking cartoon character. It's not even. It's insane. It's not even fathomable that a human being could be that close to being a cartoon character walking around in real life like this is fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Mind blowing. But MGL makes me mad because she puts her whole life out on blast. And in putting her whole life out on blast, she puts everyone she knows' life out on blast. No one is safe within the presence of Molly Golightly. No one is safe. You dare cross her and your shit is out there for the world. Anything that you confide it in her with. And there are some stupid fucking people that are like, as long as she's not mad at me, I'll help her drag and back her up whenever she fucking shits on one of somebody that she considers a friend or a loved one. So I'll just shit all over them, right? Along with her, as long as they're not doing it to me. Too stupid to realize that they are in fear of her doing it to them, but yet somehow latch on to her and want to be part of whatever she's doing. And having this fear at the same time, putting themselves in the most risk of it happening to them by being right up her ass. You know what I'm saying? Dude, something crawls up my ass. It's going to annoy me to some degree. At some point, eventually, if something crawls up my ass, you know, it could be treating me real nice. And then eventually I'm going to be like, get the fuck out of my ass. I mean, why don't these people see this? Like, it's just a matter of fucking time that Molly Golightly turns on these people and puts all their shit on blast and tells lies about them. Tells lies mixed with half-truths, and you don't know what's true and what isn't. And the chat doesn't care because it's just funny. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. Uh-oh. There goes Molly. You done pissed off Molly. And they're like, yeah. And they're like a crowd in a gladiator fucking arena in a coliseum that are going, off with their head. It's insane. It's insane behavior. That makes me mad. I don't really find that as funny because Bullhorn Boob is just too fucking dumb, too fucking incompetent, too fucking not witty, or she's not witty enough, and she doesn't have enough creativity to actually collect that kind of a following.
Okay, there's a child.
Because this is what she's doing. See, understand another thing here. She knows that there's nothing wrong with Candace Bly being around a child. She absolutely knows this. She just wants to turn everybody to think that there is something wrong with it. She's using her platform to create a situation that is going to boost her ego and say, look at my puppets. I can get everybody here to think that Candace Bly is doing something awful to this child. She hates Candace Bly. Don't get me wrong. She hates her. But she doesn't believe that there's anything wrong with her being around a child. She's just trying to create more hatred for her. She is slandering her. She is defaming her, and she's doing it deliberately.
Okay? There's a child right there.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone says I'm
What are you doing? So, here she mumbles. And she's going to go into a character, okay?
kind of funny, though.
I get so excited. Okay, so this child seems very into whatever they're watching.
Yeah. So she's sitting there watching and she's acting like she's looking at a crime scene, right? At like evidence of a robbery or something, evidence of child abuse. And what's going on is Candace is doing her own thing live while this child is entertaining themselves watching something on television and clearly, according to Molly Golightly, fully entertained by it. So what the fuck is she talking about?
Now, did someone say in the side, there's a child?
It's something new. I've never done this before.
Oh, I don't do this before. I don't notice a small child. This can't be real. This can't be real.
It can't be real that there is a child in the same room with a woman who there's no evidence has ever committed any crime against children. The closest thing to it is that her kids have been taken away. Her other 3 kids have been taken away. I will give that much, that is something that could be arguably considered evidence. I don't take it to be evidence, but I could see it being argued that way. But no, because it's not evidence. The reason why it's not evidence, and this is why I will win that argument, is because we don't know why those kids were taken away. We don't have any idea why those kids were taken away because none of us have access to that CPS report. Nobody does. We don't know.
Hello, Candace. There's a small child watching television.
Yeah, there's this.
Wait, small child on the side? Okay, you talk about the door. What about this child?
The child's watching TV. Now, should the child have been on camera? Probably not. But Candace isn't a YouTuber. She doesn't know any better. She doesn't understand. You know what I mean? Like, she posted pictures of Summer and videos of Summer on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, now, if Candace is responsible in any way, shape, or form, if that child was actually abducted, it's possible. I'm not saying that's the case, but it's possible that the videos on TikTok could have gotten a follower and somehow there was a dox in some way, shape, or form, and they knew where to find this child. It is quite possible. I mean, I don't know, but there's a gajillion possibilities. but I'm never going to lean towards the one where Candace had something to do with that until I hear evidence coming from law enforcement that tells us this. I'm just not. So here she is criticizing Candace like you're supposed to be. That's, first of all, it's not even Candace's kid. So why the fuck is she responsible for this kid? Somebody else is responsible for this kid. So why is Molly Golightly trying to make it seem like she's responsible for this child? She's not in any way, shape, or form.
Right here.
If it goes in so faster, I won't be able to catch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So
Always.
in a hot second, this zombie
Love to have her
is
as
gonna
a-
realize
Thank you.
that
Really?
there's a small child.
Really?
Appreciate that, everybody.
I think she already knows that there's a
All
small
right, not
child.
one person saying
Yeah.
anything about this
all
child.
that happened in my life right
Because
now.
they're not assholes like
Bring my
you.
sweet daughter Summer back home,
Okay.
safe and sound. My boys will come back
Look.
home where they belong.
boys, and then she moves it.
That's what I wish more than life itself.
Yeah, sure. She's like, oh shit.
Just answer a few questions on here. You know, you can love somebody and not be in love with somebody.
Now she feels an obligation to talk to the chat.
And then
She thinks she's got the one up.
I know there's gonna be a lot of haters that's gonna be hating.
Oh, shut up. You don't have haters.
I can handle it.
Oh, please. You haven't seen it? Oh, jeez. All right, hold on. I'll put it back up. How do you? All right, I'll put it up. I just had it up.
She knows what she's doing is nonsense.
I was just
She doesn't
watching
give a fuck.
it.
That's her whole
Candace.
thing.
How did you not see it?
She's crazy
So
as
we
fuck,
have- no,
but
this
she's
is,
not
this
delusional
is,
like
some
like-
Oh,
shit right here.
Blowhard.
Here it is. This is it. Okay, watch her. She's legit. I'm sharing it now. Share screen.
Let me
Hold on,
bring
sorry.
anybody up, so.
Okay, watch. She's gonna. All right. There's a small child right there. See the small child watching television.
So
Okay, now
Faster, I won't be able to catch it.
she doesn't realize that this child is being seen on camera.
Always.
say that one more time, Betty. Actually, I don't feel like rewinding it. We all heard it. She said she doesn't realize that there's a small child on camera. Even if that's true. Okay? Even if that's true. Not realizing that there's a small child on camera is a lot more scrupulous than purposely going with a spy pen or God knows what fucking recording device you used into a church, a place of worship, and violating a child by exposing her to the world and doxing her address. See, this is why Molly Golightly makes me mad. Because that's the kind of shit that's infuriating, and people support it. That shit makes me mad. So here she is. She has the fucking audacity to sit here and talk about Candace accidentally capturing a child that happens to be with her wherever she is, which is perfectly okay. And trying to crucify her for accidentally getting her on camera. Whereas she, again, purposely, with malicious intent, walked into a place of worship, a church, targeting Robin. And once she targeted her and found her, she purposely filmed her daughter in an act of intimidation. That's exactly what happened.
Love to have her as a moderate. Thank you. Thank you.
Moderate.
Appreciate that, everybody.
Many.
Yeah, God forbid she gets some
all
support,
that
right?
happened
Yeah, look.
In my life right now is to
Child.
bring my sweet daughter Summer back home, safe and sound.
Sitting up here just trying to just straight up not even trying to hide it anymore. She's dragging the mother of a missing child on a live stream on a channel with 50,000 subscribers. Dragging. After showing up to her town, getting her fired from her job, yelling and screaming in front of her home through a bullhorn, making signs for the squirrels to see, protesting in front of the building, the headquarters of the people who are the best people qualified to locate or at least find out what happened to Summer. And if you believe that Candace had something to do with Summer, you're protesting the people that are the best qualified to find out and prove it. No class, no brains, dude. Like, it's all for content, and she doesn't even know how to not make it look like it's just for content. That's what's crazy. That's where she's delusional. Somehow she thinks that she's fooling everyone, where she is fooling a lot of people. But I am prepared to say that all of those people are fucking dumb. Every single person that supports Molly Golightly, you are a fucking idiot. Let me say that one more time. If you are in support of Molly Golightly, you are a fucking idiot. Just plain dumb. Or you're a sociopathic piece of shit who is desperate to relate to somebody. One of the two.
My boys to come back home where they belong.
She turns the camera.
That's what I.
She turned the camera.
So she turned the camera.
So she's doing this. She ends it a minute later. A minute later, she ends it. Okay. And I watched it earlier, and I didn't notice. I did not notice.
So right there, she's describing somebody. She's describing the actions of somebody who just realized. Somebody in her chat probably let her know something and just realized, oh shit, this child's in my shot and I didn't see her. I got to end this. So she's describing somebody who would never have the intention of doing this. Whereas we saw proof, evidence, because she posted it, people. Molly Golightly posted the footage of Robin's child. Summer's best friend. She posted it. Now, after enough criticism, she took it down. But not before I streamed it, but without being able to see it, people. I didn't show it. But I was able to stream it as proof of what was happening. That's never going away because I'm never taking that video down. Ever, 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 ever. I really hope that Robin takes legal action against her. I really hope that I don't even want to say it. I was going to say, let me just take some accountability here for my thoughts because it's not fair that I start to say something. I changed my mind in that moment because I there's a part of me that really hopes that Candace goes ahead and takes takes action, legal action against Molly Golightly. But I have to respect their decision not to. You know, that's coming from a place where I want justice for them. But that's not for me to decide. It's up to them to decide what they consider to be justice. And justice just may be for them. Justice just may be for them to, as they said, let God handle it. You know? I hope Robin takes legal action. But if she decides to let God handle it, okay, man. I got to respect people's beliefs. You know, that's, dude, what you believe in is everything, man. Whatever you believe in is everything, dude. That has to be respected by everyone. Because whatever you believe in is so fucking personal, man. It's your faith. It's your thing that when you lose faith in everyone else and everything else, this one thing that you have is what you hang on to. So whatever that is, and any individual needs to be respected. Otherwise, you're a fucking shitbag. Any fucking thing. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what denomination. I don't care about any of that. I don't care if you're fucking atheist. I don't care if you're a Satanist. I don't care. As long as you're not treating people like shit,
The child. I'm sitting there like, no. You gotta be kidding. So she says, all I want in my life is to bring home Summer safe and sound. And then she brings up the little boys, realizes that there's a little boy. Guys, is that a green screen? No. She doesn't even know how to go live.
What?
She knows how to use a green screen? It does look like a hotel. Yeah,
well, she's not a YouTuber. Listen, asshole. She's not a YouTuber. She doesn't claim to be somebody who knows how to go live. Says the person who goes live, every time you fucking go live, you're stuffing your face with shit and smacking fucking your lips and tongue into the goddamn microphone and subjecting us all to cringy ass noises and sights, dropping food in between your fucking huge fake tits and fucking just acting like an asshole and spitting your food out as you yell at people on your panel and in your chat. Dude, you have the nerve to talk about how somebody else handles their live? Are you fucking serious? You have the fucking nerve to tell anybody else how to fucking conduct a live stream. And while you're sitting here spitting your food all over the fucking camera, fucking dropping it all over your fucking fupa, you're fucking humiliating the one person in your house that should be earning the most respect above you. As far as people that should be respected in that house, she's at the bottom. She's at the bottom. It should be arguably between the dad and the kid. You decide that on your own. At the top, then Princess, and then Molly. Because she's a fucking piece of shit. She seriously is. Yeah, I just learned that word, fupa. So how I learned that word was I watched Burnt Toast's live, and she she played Whiskey OG's Fupa Palooza, right? That song Fupa Palooza, which is pretty funny. It's a good song. I mean, it just is. It's funny as hell. And I was like, what the fuck is a fupa? So I Googled it, right? And I laughed my ass off. Because in my day, we just called that a slut gut. I used to have a band, and we had a song entitled Slut Gut. And what's worse is the reason why that song was named Slut Gut was because we started naming songs the names that we couldn't decide unanimously as a band name. So these are all band name ideas that were our these were all band names. For whatever reason we landed on the name that we did, I don't know. I was against it, but I think a lot of it had to do with we were all just sick and tired of arguing over a band name. We needed to just settle on one because we were about to start playing shows. And so we were going to name the band Slut Gut. I was voted out. It was my idea, and it was voted out. And then we just started naming songs, band names that we couldn't decide on, that we couldn't settle on. But the point of the story is, I just find it really, Stephanie Collins, thank you. I find it really funny that that Whiskey OG has a song about that same body part, and we have a song titled the same, just different name for it. Stephanie Collins, thank you. She says she's using the typical Southern hill folk accent to mock Miss Bly. Is it fair to conclude she feels superior to Southerners? Oh, it's very fair. Oh, it's very fair. I think that's the basis of this whole thing. If so, it's one more reason she's not credible or qualified. That's utterly offensive. It's absolutely offensive. It's absolutely offensive because I live, like I said, I live about an hour away from Rogersville, people. So I know people, you know, like I interact with these people, and they're not any less intelligent than anybody else. They just have a twang in their voice and a different type of slang, and you know, and they were raised in different methods, you know, in still in loving environments, just like anywhere else, you know. But how loving is an environment that, or at least how qualified are you to criticize whether or not an environment is loving or not? If you had a nanny raise your child and you don't have a job, why do you need a nanny if you don't have a job or a career? Well, I'm not from here, Kanya Michaelia. I'm not from here. I moved here about 4 years ago. I'm gonna allow that comment. Yeah, I'm gonna go refill my drink real quick, and I'm gonna let you guys ponder on that thought for a second. Why does somebody who doesn't have a career or a job need a nanny to raise her child for her? And how does that give her the right to criticize anyone else on how they raise their children? Just curious. Yeah, so what's what's the frequency, Kenneth? I just wonder. I wonder why the fuck you need a nanny when you ain't got a job. Oh. Yeah, no, I mean it's really obvious that she doesn't like children, or she at least doesn't care about children. Um, she clearly just doesn't care about children, because if she cared about children, she wouldn't be harassing Summer's parents, because Summer wouldn't want that. If she really cared about Summer, she wouldn't be stomping all over Dawn's mom's grave, Summer's grandmother's grave. If she really cared about Summer, she wouldn't be getting her parents fired from their job, um, and letting them build themselves back up.
That. See, this is the thing. Weren't we just saying like a week or two ago, oh, now that Dawn is in jail, we're going to hear less and less about this. We're not going to have anything to talk about. Cha. So,
What?
Jail, we're going to hear, how is that? Oh, boy. Guys, is that a green screen? No. She doesn't even know how to go live. She knows how to use a green screen? It does look like a hotel. Yeah, it looks like a little, whose child is that? See, this is the thing.
So she's shitting on Molly for not or shitting on Candace for not having a green screen. Like, dude, a green screen costs money. You think that Candace is out there going, like, because think about it. If she went out and bought a green screen, she's gonna be like, oh, so you got money for a green screen, but you don't have money to feed your kids and blah 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 blah. I mean, this is nothing but a tax, man. Because no matter what this woman does, she's just constantly gonna be shit on. She's just constantly gonna be berated. I mean, it sucks, dude.
Weren't we just saying like a week or two ago, oh, now that Dawn is in jail, we're going to hear less and less about this. We're not going to have anything to talk about. Cha. So, Candy Cane over here is legit thinking, all right, I got Donnie Boy out of my hair, and I could get Lover for Life back to Tennessee. Mama's getting on up out of here. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Whose child is that?
It's none of your fucking business whose child it is.
Child is laying
None
in a bed
of
in the back of
your fucking business, you cow.
Wait. This does not make sense, people, and I can't yell. Please don't make me yell because my head's killing me. Listen. This is not okay.
Why is
If
it not
she's
okay? Why is it
winded.
Why is it not okay?
That she
Why?
doesn't realize that she's live with the child in the background.
But it's okay for you to post a video of someone else's child while they were trying to worship their God. They were in their safe place of worship, what is supposed to be a safe place.
How does that work?
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing real quick. Hold on. I'm not playing that. So there are two things that the shooter in Texas who pulled a gun and tried to mass shoot people in a Texas church. Whereas, thank goodness, there was somebody, because it's Texas, somebody was carrying a sidearm in the church. And as soon as this person opened fire, dude got shot in the face by an experienced marksman. Right? And the shooter and Molly Golightly have two things in common, or have one thing in common. Okay? Because there were two offenses that shooter perpetrated, right? One was obviously shooting up the church, right? With the intent to kill people, right? But the other is desecrating the church and wanting to do something malicious to an innocent person. Both the shooter and Molly share that same crime. You desecrated a church with malicious intent towards innocent people. That is undeniable. It is a fact. It is on video. And she put it up long enough for people to record it. Yeah. So I really hope that Robin takes some action. I'll respect her if she doesn't. I'll respect her husband if he doesn't. But I really hope. I got to be honest. All right. I want to play a little Hugh Janus since we're paying a little tribute here. And guys, I want you guys here. No. Hey mods, could you please drop the link to Hugh Janus's channel? I would really appreciate it if a mod would do that. And just blast the chat with it, because this is a clip channel. She's only got 505 subs, and I really want to get her up there because her clips are good and they're really short too. They're really short. Let's see. Yeah, they're at usually between 30 seconds to a minute long. All right.
Judgment Day will come.
Enforcement again knows me personally here. I work with I've worked with the school board, the BOC.
Okay, stop. I'm glad I took a drink right after that. Jesus Christ. Okay, no. You don't work with the school board. You troll the school board. That's what you do. We've all seen it. What you do is you crash school board meetings that are public because it's open to the public and anybody can speak up. And you use that to try to make a name for yourself, to try to gain some sort of clout, to try to gain some sort of infamy. That's all you're doing. You're not getting shit done. And you've made a name for yourself for trolling the school board, where they're like, oh, shit. Well, yeah, we can't have Andrew Griffin coming in here. Like, they know her name as just somebody who's hold on. Let me do it like this. I'll do it. Give me a second. There we go. All right, here we go. I just dropped the link. Somebody else do it now. Oh, yeah, Kaz did it. All right. So Kaz dropped the link. I just dropped the link in chat. But yeah, these are good little clips. I love them.
DC, Rick Wells knows I'm not a violent guy.
And she's usually really active in this chat too. So I don't think she's here tonight, but she's really awesome.
I, Andrew Griffin, know how to bring a man to his knees.
Really?
Grown man, a big burly biker man to his knees.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So we're supposed to believe, based on that statement, that you're such an abuse victim, right? So based on the fact that every police report basically confirms what you just said, that you can actually bring a man down to the point to where you go to jail for it. Based on that information and based on that statement right there, we're supposed to believe that you were the victim in all this? That you're a victim of abuse? Are you fucking kidding right now? Is that a fucking joke? Like, come on. And of course she's eating.
Like that. The information I'm spewing is misinformation because I've been arrested.
In a way, yes, but that's not exactly what we're saying. The information that you're spreading is misinformation because it's misinformation because you're a fucking moron. But it also goes to credibility when you sit up here and talk about advocating for victims when you are a victimizer who has never taken accountability, and you still hide behind being an advocate, claiming to be an advocate while you victimize people. So that's why we say what we say. There's no other reason for that. You spread misinformation because what you spread is misinformation. That's it. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you fail to actually comprehend any research that you actually put forth any effort to do. So when you put it out, it's inaccurate, first of all. Second of all, you don't know the difference between evidence and hearsay. That actually should have been first of all, because that right there is the bedrock. The fact that you don't know the difference between evidence and hearsay makes you someone who will inevitably spread misinformation.
I mean, I was a raging lunatic. But hey, nothing to look over here because I've been arrested. I don't have any firsthand knowledge over here because I've been arrested. Must not be true because I've been arrested. What a crock of crap. People don't believe men can be abused. They can. They absolutely can.
Wow. Let's listen to that one more time.
Crap. People don't believe men can be abused. They can. They absolutely can.
Hey, Betty. We know that because we've seen your police record.
Oh, yeah. But hey, I'm ineffective. I'm ineffective because I've been arrested. I digress.
Good. Stay digressed.
Yeah, one day I'll clean this house, Mom. Don't hate me. I love you.
I mean, listen. Again, I'm not knocking her situation, but fucking the least you can do is clean the goddamn house. You know what I mean? If you're living off a budget of $1,000 a month, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you're not fucking covering the bills in that house. So fucking clean the goddamn house. You know what I'm saying? That's the least you could do. Your mom's putting you up. You're in your fucking 40s. You're living in her house. The least you could do is clean. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking you for whatever circumstances put you there, which, you know, maybe I could because you've been fucking arrested 42 fucking times. There's probably a point where a judge was just like, listen, you need to stay with a loved one, and that's it. You're not allowed to be out on your own because you're going to get high and drunk and you're going to beat the shit out of somebody and you're going to strangle them one day and then they're going to be strangled to death that next time. So, I mean, that's possible. I don't know if that's the case, but clean the fucking house. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. It's killing me. It's killing me. We can have fun with it. Why not? But hey, I don't have evidence because I've been arrested. Is a lot more, a little more involved than that. So, but it was great. It was great. Again, that was pretty hard on me as well as my mom covering that case. And I think it was because we remember it like it was yesterday. And it really, in my opinion, the Susan Smith case, back in 1994, really brought to the world, everybody, we all have great parents.
This is a channel called I've Got the Spill, I think.
In a sense, right? My mom loves me, even with all the childhood trauma and abuse that was in the home. We didn't go without food. Our house was clean.
Let me be clear about something. It's quite possible that there was a lot of abuse in that home. It's quite possible that her mom was in an abusive relationship while she was a child, and she is subject to abuse, because we know that abuse can pattern, right? We know that. We know that people that it's actually likely that people who are abusive people, there was some sort of abusive trauma towards them from their childhood. Likely. That's the likelihood. So I'm not denying that. I'm not denying any of the claims. I'm not trying to call her a liar as far as the things that she has experienced in her life. But I will say that the way that she's dealing with that trauma, if that trauma is real, but if she is, and I'm not doubting it, what I'm saying is, if that trauma is real, if she's telling the truth about that, and it's fair to question, I'm not calling her a liar, but I'm saying it's fair to question whether or not she's telling the truth, because she still does not tell the truth. She still just doesn't. So, if she's going to be talking about abuse victims, right? And she's going to claim that she's an abuse victim. And I believe Burnt Toast actually already made this point too. But I could not agree more. Is if she claims to be an abuse victim, what she's doing is absolutely wrong. What she's doing is absolutely wrong. Because you take accountability for the abuse that you've inflicted on people. That's what you do. If you want to be an advocate for abuse victims, you take accountability. And I think I went over that yesterday too. But this is not somebody capable of accountability, man.
Like the all-American family on the outside, lived in a big house in a nice neighborhood, and all for all appearances and purposes, we look like a normal family. Even the family photos, we looked like a normal family. It wasn't like, say, the Wells, where you can clearly see the neglect, the abuse, the environmental stuff. We didn't have that.
You can't see that. You can't see that. Why? Because they had a dirty house? Is that why? Because they had a dirty house and because CPS took the kids. Does that necessarily make them abusive or neglectful? No. Again, we don't have a CPS report to go by. You never get a hold of CPS reports. The only reason I had any CPS reports in the Sophie Long case was because her father gave them to me. And it didn't violate anyone's privacy. It was just a simple thing where, in order to corroborate his story that contradicted Kelly's in the deposition. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Yeah, it was necessary to disprove the testimony on her deposition. It just was, because this woman was clearly lying. But the thing is unless a parent releases that information, there's no way that she's going to have access to it. There's just no way that she's going to have access to that. So she has no idea why CPS came into that home and took those children. She has no clue. There's no evidence of abuse. There's no evidence of neglect. There's just not. Now, was the house dirty? Yeah. Okay, that's evidence of neglect. I will give you that. But that doesn't mean that they didn't love their kids. That doesn't mean that they weren't being fed. That doesn't mean that they didn't have a roof over their head, because we know they had a roof over their head. That didn't mean that they didn't have clothes on their back. And these people worked. And they worked hard. And now the mom can't even get a job because of what this person has done and what Molly Golightly has done. And they won't leave them alone. Still, to this day.
That, people say, was I born with a silver spoon? I wasn't necessarily born with a silver spoon, but I was born with a brass spoon in my mouth, right? I still had all the things that life could give. And I felt that maybe some of the things, that was bought and paid for me was because of the violence in the home. And, I love my father. I do love my father. Him and I don't talk anymore, or as much. I mean, he did call me for Christmas and he did call me for my birthday, but over the last 10 years, that's about, all the conversation that I really.
And you know what really bothers me about this is she could be absolutely telling the truth. She could absolutely be telling the truth. But the problem with that is that she has created so much of a lack of credibility that I can't help, based on her behavior, I can't help but think that she's just doing nothing but sad fishing. All of the e-begging that she does, everything that she does, I'm going to get the audience to feel sorry for me. Now, I wouldn't think that way if she didn't do so much fucked up shit. I mean, that's just the truth. I wouldn't think that way if she didn't do so much fucked up shit.
Had with him. It wasn't until my uncle passed away that, we did try to, or working on trying to have some kind of semblance. I used to be a daddy's little girl. I rode with my dad on his truck every single day. And, it's just again, I love my father. He did the best he could. He had childhood trauma and still suffers from the childhood trauma that he's never addressed. I wanted to end the cycle. Things were going the way they were going in my life.
What?
And I spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to be able to identify.
Thousands upon thousands of dollars on lawyers, probably, for all of the cases that you caught for beating men you were with.
Those issues. And I got to say, what the hardest part about the whole journey that I walked was the forgiveness part, because a lot of people, like I hold a lot of, and did.
All right, hold on a second. Let's see.
Is a lot of judgment.
Let's watch some more Hartley.
Channel, but today
this one is fun.
Today is a little bit exciting. Today is a little bit exciting because while we try to stay factual here, and there was an interview, right? There was this infamous interview, actually several of them. I haven't even looked at all of them yet. Several interviews that Candace is now giving out. And if you look at her eyes are rolling back in her head a little here and a little there. So it makes you wonder: is she
now? I want to be clear about something. Last night, Candace being on here, and I made it clear last night as well, Candace being on here was not an interview. I wanted to give her a safe place for once, even though this channel is never really a safe place, but I wanted to give her a safe place just for once, just for once, because nobody seems to fucking do that. Everybody seems to be absolutely 100% self fucking serving when they have them when they have her on their channel. Sorry about that. I'm thinking, like, other than what, Benny, who's actually become friends with them, and what the fuck is with these Rubers? Like, we're gonna address that too. That shit makes me mad. But it's not surprising. It's not surprising that that's the kind of thing that a non-drama channel would actually engage in by trying to start a false rumor about somebody being some sort of homewrecker, of a victim of a child's kidnapping of their family. That's her parents. It's insane to me that somebody would stoop that low and sit there and say, we're Team Summer, and hashtag her fucking name to get clicks and views on their channel.
Of medication? Is she under the influence of narcotics? Is she under the influence of alcohol? You know, it just gives
Cheers.
that appearance when you look at her. But what just almost turned my stomach the most? Well, there's two aspects. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please go out and click like on this particular segment. I'd really appreciate that. Is living her best life. You know, it's kind of sick, but no husband, no children. She seems to be enjoying herself entirely too much.
No husband, no children. That sounds familiar. Just saying.
You know, just entirely too much, if you ask me. And you know what? I think I nailed I nailed it, because I said, you know, once he goes to jail, it's not going to be long before she's ready to move on.
Oh, here we go.
Down to the curb. Remember that? And everybody's like, "Oh, Andrew, just bullhorn,
Now
Betty,
let's explore that for a second, people. Let's explore that for a second. So, according to this fucking jackass, right? According to her, Dawn is covering up for Candace because Candace let something happen to Summer, right? Dawn's covering up for Candace because Candace let something happen to Summer, and then they somehow disposed of Summer, and he's helping her cover it up. Why would she leave him? Like, that's a fucking hell of a secret that they got to keep together, and they got to be on good fucking terms if they're going to keep that secret together, people. Like, think about that for a second. So why the fuck on one side of your mouth, asshole, you're sitting here saying that they're in cahoots in what happened to Summer, and then on the other side of your mouth, you're saying that they're turning on each other? Where do you get that logic? Because how does Candace benefit? If she's the one who did something to Summer, how does she benefit by kicking the one guy that can prove to TBI in Hawkins County that she did something to Summer, testify against her, fucking throw her under the jail, locked up forever, and she's going to kick that dude to the curb? How does that make sense?
Bullhorn Betty. People hate me so much. Why do they use my name for monetization?
Because we love you, actually. Let me explain that real quick. It's because we love you. Because you are a golden fountain of content. You are a waterfall in the fountain of youth of content when it comes to YouTube. It's very, 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 very beneficial to us that you continue to be a fucking moron. Very beneficial. Now, the bigger part of me hopes you'll stop. Like, what I'm trying to do is wear you the fuck down. I'm trying to vampire your ass. That's what I'm doing. I can't speak for the other creators that cover you, but I can say this. I'm trying to fucking sink my teeth into your fucking turkey neck and suck the fucking creativity and confidence right out of you so that you stop doing the shit that you're doing, so that you stop harassing victims. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I am going to bleed you dry. I have all the energy to do it. All of it. All of it. I love it. Like the thought of a C&D, that cease and desist. I dare you. I dare you. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. There is no fucking way that any judge who knows what you do, is ever going to grant you a cease and desist against me. It's never going to happen.
That's neither here nor there. So there's a few things that really turn my stomach with Candace. And one is she has these platforms to speak about her daughter.
Yo,
she refuses to.
I got platforms too.
Oh, I miss my daughter so much. Where's Benny? Where's Benny? Benny. I'm not in love with Don anymore. Where's Benny?
Wait, what?
Where's Benny? These peeing matches that we've been going through.
Okay, so now she's implying that there's some sort of inappropriate relationship between Benny and Candace, which, first of all, is nobody's fucking business if it was, but I don't think there is. I don't think there is. I think that Benny is a person who is somebody who is difficult to understand at times. And I can admit that I don't fully understand him, but I got a vibe about him and I like him. I'm not going to deny that. I think he's a good dude. I think he's a good dude at heart. I think he's rough around the edges for sure, but I think he's driven by good. I do. Absolutely. I don't necessarily agree with all of his methods, but I think he's driven by good. And I'm nobody to criticize the dude on his methods. You know, I'm honestly not. Others may be, but not me. So,
been trying to keep to the facts. People like drama. You know, they just like drama. I'm still not going to get into the drama, but again, this was one of the first interviews of Candace that I've been able to acquire, and I wanted to break it down for my viewers. And yes, it's quality, not quantity. Thank you, Emma. That is exactly right.
Yet,
and so this is not really even the video itself.
Okay, so Manbeater42 just said to her chat that it's quality, not quantity. But all I get out of her is quantity, overwhelming quantity. And the quality of her content only happens when I do what I'm doing right now. Only happens when Burnt Toast does what she does. Only happens when Crude EF did what he did. That's it. Only happens when these clip channels do what they do. Blessed are the clip channels, people. That is what this live is about. Blessed are the clip channels.
I mean, outside of the catchy title, the video itself is a breakdown of the interview. It's nothing raunchy or anything like that. I think it's despicable. She had a platform with over 1,000 people to discuss Summer Wells, and she chose to laugh. She chose to beg for flooring and chose to flirt with Benny Keys as opposed.
Let me explain something to you people. Okay. The reason why Candace Blythe feels perfectly comfortable going live, the reason why Candace Blythe feels perfectly comfortable going live, and just being herself and doing what she's doing is because maybe she feels like she's earned it at this point. Why does somebody have to feel like all they have to do is just sit there and take people's shit? Like the trolling nature that I have, if my child went missing, like I might just use that shit. If everybody was fucking, I would probably be that guy that's like, dude, you know what, dude, who the fuck do you think you're trolling? Who the fuck do you think that you're cyberbullying? Fuck you. I beat up cyberbullies virtually. It's what I do. Virtually, I beat the shit out of cyberbullies. So bring it. We're going to war. Great. Bring it from all sides. You know what I mean? Like, is there something morally wrong with that? Maybe it's in her nature to fight back, and maybe she's been just doing everything that law enforcement has been telling her to do, and everything that Dawn's been telling her to do. Now Dawn's in jail. Now she ain't got no job. She can't find a job. And now what? She's just supposed to sit there and get crouched down and get beaten down? I don't think so. I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I'd love to have Candace on here one more time. As a matter of fact, if I did have Candace on here one more time, I hope that she would engage in just pure fucking, just doing exactly what we're doing here. I would have her on as my panel guest while we sat here and dragged these motherfuckers for hours. I would love to do that. We don't talk about Summer. This woman has answered every single fucking question there is in existence about what happened to Summer and what she can possibly answer as to her knowledge. She's answered it to people, dozens of people that do not merit an explanation. She's answered it to thousands of people who do not merit a fucking explanation. That is a fact. None of you motherfuckers deserve an explanation. Make no mistake about that. Make no mistake about that. None of you people deserve an explanation as to what happened to that child. Law enforcement does, because they're charged with the responsibility of finding Summer. Not you, not me, not any other fucking YouTube channel. She doesn't owe anybody any fucking answers. And yet she has been candid as fuck. And so has Dawn. So instead, what do? We take every single little fucking thing they say and we pick it apart and we split every hair. That's what we do to parents of a missing child, a 5-year-old. That's what we do. That's not what I do. That is not what I do. So fucking right. She has earned the right to sit on somebody's channel. Hopefully it's mine. I would love to have her because that would fucking eat the shit out of it. It would just fucking tear these trolls and these fucking harassing, abusive assholes apart. It absolutely would. If I had her on this channel playing their content and we just fucking joked and laughed about it, because that hasn't yet to be done. That has not happened. Never have we seen a missing person victim's family up here hitting back. I'd love to have Frankie Ruchek up here. I would love to have Shane Carey up here just to do that shit. Now, Shane Carey's finally got peace. But at the time, I would have loved to have done that. The problem is in Shane Carey's case, he was grieving. So he would have never done something like that. But now it's been 6 months. It's been 8 months. Sorry. It's been 8 months since Summer has gone missing. It's been 8 fucking months. Now, Shanann, Bella, Cece, it's been what, 4 years? Four years. 4 years come August. He has the right. Just, you know what? Fuck all you motherfuckers. You know what? I'm going to start fucking making fun of your fucking bullshit serial killer woman hair. You know, now Frankie's doing the right thing. Frankie is staying he's staying very vocal on YouTube with community posts. He's doing a great job. I stand by him 100%. But he's also handling shit behind the scenes. Like, fuck the bullshit. I'm not going to play games with you. I'm going to take legal action. But if Candace doesn't want to take legal action, I would love to have her up here to where we could just go through footage of these fucking idiots and what they're saying. And she could fucking say whatever's on her mind. But I don't think that she would do that. You know why I don't think that she would do that? Because she's not a petty piece of shit. I am. But she's not a petty piece of shit. She doesn't come off that way to me at all. She was just kind. I don't think that she has any interest in doing that. Because no matter what, people, the thing that we've seen consistently, every time creators end up trashing victims, trashing their families, what we always see consistently is a class act from those people. Worst case scenario, what they do is they will take legal action. Worst case scenario. And they have every right to do it. Now, they also have every right to insult, yell, scream. You know, but they don't. Why? Because that's not a civilized thing to do. So I'll be that uncivilized motherfucker. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'll be that voice for people who have that little thing inside them and in the back of their mind that's like, man, I'm gonna fucking tell that motherfucker exactly what I think of them. I will gladly do that in support of victims and their families. I will gladly be that petty piece of shit. And it's fun.
To talking about her daughter that's missing and how we can help find her daughter. And I think that is the most despicable part of this entire video. And again, you know, people are going to say, well, we have, you know, innocent until proven guilty. Well, she's guilty in my mind. You know, she's guilty in my mind. And I'm sorry, you're not going to change my mind or my opinion after I've done the due diligence, not listen to Google, not listen.
Wait. She's done her due diligence and not listened to Google. And she's going to explain what she's actually done. Let's get into that because she's going to prove her own bullshit.
To mainstream media, not listen to other creators.
Not listen to mainstream media either. Okay, because you know you don't want facts on a murder case. We're not talking about politics, you fucking idiot. Like they're going to report the facts on a murder case or on a missing persons case.
Take my time, take money, go out there and listen to the facts that I heard to the people.
Take time, take money, and go out there and listen to the facts that she's heard. Listen to how she describes facts.
People that were in and around the wells at the time.
People that were in and around the wells at the time all of a sudden constitutes fact, right? All of a sudden, this constitutes fact. Think about that. People that were in and around the wells. That's facts. What she basically just described exactly was the magic word. Junkins. Trasha Junkins. I love it. You win handle of the day. Trasha Junkins wins handle of the day. Pure hearsay. Pure hearsay. That's all it is. That's all that shit is. Pure hearsay. Nothing else.
Spoke to them, you know, but people want to paint them as liars because it doesn't drive the narrative that they're looking for.
Isn't that what you do?
Karen, I'm unsure. I'm unsure who will break first. I really am. I don't know.
Dude, we heard that one a while ago. Hold on.
With his wife, that is now in their home, his family home, after she's making it very clear she does not want to be with Don anymore. Is she opening the door so that Benny Keys can come in and swoop in on Don's area? You know, is he going there for a payday because she's making so much more money through donations and stuff like that?
Okay. I don't think that Candace is making a lot of money through donations. I mean, how much money could she possibly be making through donations? I call absolute 100% bullshit on that. And on top of that, why is she so obsessed with Benny being with Candace? Because first of all, there's nothing to indicate that that's the case. Why? Because they speak. So two people that speak must be romantically involved? Really? Because a man speaks to a woman? Okay.
Or is he truly trying to be a friend? You know, based on their body language,
Imagine.
Based on conversations that it's y'all's business and stuff like that, it sounds to me like people in and around this circle at least have some inclination that there's more going on between the two than not. And it comes back to when he went to Rogersville, you know, even last night he was showing the video, which I would have been embarrassed. If I was him, he's bragging about it. And you would think he would be embarrassed of his conduct. I would have been wholly embarrassed if I were him and had that type of conduct where he's threatening 4 people, unarmed people, with a log. And I can tell you, you know, he keeps saying.
Now, I've spoken about this. And, you know, I think we can all agree that that's not exactly the way to go. But since I've gotten to know Benny, and I'm not excusing his behavior, I promise I'm not. Like I said, I don't exactly agree with his methods, and he has actually said that he regrets behaving in that manner. But the thing is the reason why I can look past something like that is he didn't actually fucking do anything, you know. You know, you don't get to call him this violent person if he didn't actually attack anybody. But at the same time, I could see him. I don't see him being the type of person that wouldn't if it came down to it. And that's not something, you know, that I'm criticizing in the sense that these people have nobody. You know, is it so wrong to feel so passionate about seeing a family who has a missing child get bullied to no end, and seeing people who traveled all the way across the country to bully them? You know, I mean, does it make him a bad person for getting so worked up over it? Now, did he let his emotions get the best of him? Maybe, but kind of not really. You know what I mean? Like, no, he didn't actually fucking swing the shit at anybody and try to hit anybody with it. You know what I mean? You just came down there, fucking motherfuckers. I'm tired of your shit. I even called him an idiot when I went over that footage lives and lives and lives ago. You know, And since then, I've talked to the guy. I've gotten to know him, and I mean, is it wrong that somebody felt like nobody's sticking up for these people, so I gotta fucking do it? That somebody felt that way, and it was a YouTuber? Is that wrong? Is that like morally shitty that this dude saw people being victimized and nobody fucking seemed to be doing anything about it other than talking? And he felt like he was probably a more action than talk type of person. Maybe. You know? Again, I'm not saying that I agree with his methods, but I can understand how he felt, is what I'm saying. I can relate to how he felt. You know?
That Jonathan was shook. We had footage from Jonathan's phone on that day, and you don't see him shaking at all. So what does he mean by shook? Is that just his assumption?
So she's bragging about the fact that or she's bragging about the she's bragging about saying that JLR wasn't shaking. You know, let me tell you something. JLR is a fucking pussy. Okay, he is the epitome of a soft bitch boy. Absolutely 100%. Like, I would slap the shit out of that dude, and what he would do is call the cops and cry and say, "Oh my God, I'm a victim." Right? When all he does is target people and try to ruin their lives. This is something he's pathological for. Yet if somebody was man enough to walk up to him and fucking open hand smack him right in the fucking face one good time, he would be too fucking pussy to swing back. That's something I have no respect for. And that's somebody that I will never, ever smack. Because I have enough self-respect that if I'm going to fucking smack a man, I'm going to be ready to be fucking hit back harder and worse. Easily. And this is a man who attacks people verbally and goes after their livelihoods, goes after he tries to intimidate people's loved ones by doxing people. And then when you go after him, he'll say, "No, I operated within the boundaries of the law." First Amendment, people, freedom of speech, right? And he just gets to get away with it, you know? And he gets to hide behind the fact that somebody like me would never fucking hit the guy because I know he's too fucking pussy to hit back.
Because the video was pretty still for somebody being shook. I mean, we saw shook. You know when we saw shook? When we were standing in front of, in Sullivan County, in front of the house that Don and Candace were working on, and her hand was shaking. Now that's shook.
Wait.
So we didn't.
Wait.
Mean by shook? Is that just his assumption? Because the video was pretty still for somebody being shook. I mean, we saw shook. You know when we saw shook? When we were standing in front of, in Sullivan County, in front of the house that Don and Candace were working on, and her hand was shaking. Now that's.
Now she's talking about Candace. She's talking about Candace, and she's bragging about the fact. Because let me ask you people something. This isn't going to be funny. This is going to be very serious. Let me ask you people something. If somebody showed up to your job and did what these people did, Wouldn't you be shaking? Not out of fear. And even if you were shaking out of fear of losing your job, wouldn't that be justified? But that's not what was going on. See, what was going on was these people were shaking. Don was shaking and Candace was shaking out of pure anger because they can't give them what they're looking for. They were provoking them to act out so that they can play victim and say, these people are violent. Don't you see? They showed up to their job with bullhorns and signs and disrupted an entire day's work in construction. Not just their day's work, but everybody that worked with them, everybody that they worked for, disrupted it, disrupted productivity. And she's actually bragging about the fact that she made Candace shake. Because if somebody was calling me a murderer of my own child, who I didn't know where she was, and I don't know what happened to her, and I'm already beating myself up because maybe I wasn't there, wouldn't you be shaking? I'd be shaking. Like, and she's bragging about it. She's bragging about the effect that what they did had on her. She's bragging about pulling off what they actually went down there to do, which was harass and intimidate and antagonize. She's bragging about getting these people to the breaking point. And not the breaking point to where they'll confess and say, oh my God, yes, you're right, I did something. To the breaking point of actually committing an offense that they deserve to be in prison for.
Shook. So Jonathan wasn't shook, but I guarantee Candace was. Yes, and I have addressed that. And I am just wondering how in the world anybody would trust their child with that woman. She's had every single child taken away from her, and the only one that wasn't taken away from her is missing, and she is a person of interest in that disappearance. She's never been cleared. She's not going to be cleared, in my opinion. Oh, I'm pretty sure people are already writing messages to him. I'm pretty sure he's got a nice stack of mail going to his jail right now, of people letting him know of what Candace said last night. I guarantee.
Again, people, I talked about this last night, dude. I love that Don is in segregation, dude. If he's getting all the privileges that all the other, I mean, it's not a prison, but prisoners are getting. If he's getting the same privileges and he's by himself, chilling, great, good for him. Last night's video, I explained in detail as to why I think that's so great. But also, he's also like, I bet you he's not getting that hate mail. If they're reading the mail, you know what I mean? Like if they're reading the mail and this guy's trying to be on a path to sobriety, he's trying to use the fact that he's incarcerated right now to be sober and to do better for himself, right? He's not going to read negative shit. Like everything that goes through there is probably read by the hacks. So what's the problem? So yeah, he is probably just reading positive things. He's probably only getting letters of positivity, and rightfully so. And as I found out and was confirmed last night by Candace Bly herself, all you people that raise money for that commissary, my man is eating all the little Debbie snacks. He's eating all the ramen. Yeah, I love it. I love that shit. I love it.
See that. If anybody knows, as he's the only Don Wells inside Hawkins County Detention Center. So, if anybody else would like to send him a nice message, that would probably be the place that you would want to send him any kind of letters. So I will just leave it at that. I don't know who's not keeping it clean, but there is some information in here to keep it clean in the chat. So everybody, please be respectful of the chat and keep it clean. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
Why does she sound like a fucking flight attendant?
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, because her
Gotcha.
voice is
Okay, that
sped
makes
up.
sense, because I heard about that.
Otherwise,
cat,
she sound like a
throwing face in.
dictator.
I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, she did have a frown on her face when he was bringing up Penny, but I just thought it was awfully, if Benny doesn't realize at this point that this is a bad decision on his part, that she without a doubt has inappropriate feelings for him, I don't know what will let him know that. You don't go sleep at another man's house when they're in jail with their wife. It just has.
If I had to suspect people, why this dipshit doesn't know what inappropriate relationships are, or intimate feelings are, or what love is because she's incapable of it. Now she's not incapable of inappropriate feelings or anything like that towards anybody else, but she doesn't know anything about it because nobody's had those feelings for her. Dude, I'm telling you, not with the bluest of balls. No way. No way. I can never, ever see being desperate enough to put myself inside someone of that caliber of a human being. I just can't imagine ever being that desperate. And it's not even a physical thing. I like women with a little meat to them, here and there. I do. I don't mind that. And you know what? I think, listen, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Some of you guys are gonna be like, "What, Glare? How the fuck can you even say that?" Listen, what you're seeing, okay? Now, her actual physical features are not that unattractive. It's how she carries herself. The hate inside her is what drives her to make her hair that way, right? The hate inside her is what puts that expression on her face that she can't shake it. All right? The hate inside her is what causes her demeanor, her that's what it is. That's what you guys are seeing that make you go and makes me go, no. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Because if think about it, I want you guys to close your eyes, like picture her face. Picture her face. Picture her body. You know what I mean? She's not obese or anything like that. You know what I mean? Picture her body. It's not just her face, Cherry. I'm telling you. Like, really, like, dig deep, people. Dig deep for a second. I'm telling you. Like, this is where empathy comes in. Dig deep. All right? And picture her face. Same bone structure. Same skin. Everything. Right? And imagine that she wasn't so full of fucking hatred, that she was actually a kind, empathetic person who cared about people. And she actually had the education she brags about. Right? Imagine that. This is not an unattractive person. It's not. But the fact that she is, like Lori Kennedy is saying here, the fact that she is a low-life fucking scumbag, it shines through her. It's what causes the look on her face that makes her face unattractive. It's what causes her to fucking put her hair in that way, because it's a I hate people hair. It's the fucking white power symbols that she throws up And it's it's all of that shit that makes her fucking ugly as hell. And that is the kind of shit that makes it impossible for her to find a man. Like, do you see the way that JLR looks at her? She would fuck JLR in a second. Come on. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? The way she talks about this dude, you don't ever see him talking about Blowhard Betty in his videos. Blowhard Betty, she's my partner. She's my teammate, blah, blah, blah. You don't ever see that, right? But you always see her talking about him. You always see her talking about, oh, my JLR, he's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. He's blah, 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 right? JLR, 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 JLR. Nah, she's no prude. Her record dictates she's not a prude. Come on. It's creatively inspired by Denise. Come on. Like, we operate our speculation based on facts here. And the fact is she has a long record that proves that she is not a prude. Like, let's just be honest. But oh, yeah, I don't doubt that. Well, I mean, would you? Okay. All right. This is going to get a little. This is going to get a little graphic. This is going to be possibly offensive. Okay. But as a man, I can't speak for any other man that's in this chat right now. Okay. But as a man, considering what I know about her and her history with men, there is no way that I would trust a mouth with teeth connected to that person with my dick. There is no fucking way. It's just never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. So is it a chicken or the egg type of thing? Is it because she doesn't give BJs because guys are smart like me and are like, there's no way I'm putting my dick in such a hateful fucking human being's mouth with teeth? Or is it because she's such a hateful person that she just has no interest in pleasuring her partner because she has no concept of what it takes to pleasure your partner? Everything is about her. Probably the latter. But because I bet there's a lot of desperate guys out there, but not me. No. Fucking teeth on pure evil is not where you put your dick. Ever. Like, Fresh Prince would write parents just don't understand kind of esque type of rap to that in the 90s or in the 80s, like as a warning. Listen, y'all, the last thing you want to do, I'm not going to rap, but I'm saying it would be like this instructional thing that he and DJ Jazzy Jeff used to do back in the 80s. It would be just this whole public service announcement thing. Like, you do not put your dick in a mouth connected to a person with such a dark soul ever, because they have teeth. Don't ever do that. Yeah. Like, yeah. But I'm guessing I'm guessing that the reason why she doesn't give BJs is because she just like has no interest in the pleasure, or you know, she has no concept of, you know, she's with somebody else and it might be about them too. You know, that's probably what it is.
horrible optics. Nothing good can come of it. I am not Benny's friend in the least, but you know, as a person that doesn't want to see bad things happen to anybody, I'm just saying that's just not appropriate behavior. I hope he heeds the warning. You know, people get injured for doing stuff like that. And I would, you know, despite my feelings are disagreements. You know, I don't know him personally. I've met him a few times, didn't really care for his behavior. But in the grand scheme of things, I really don't know him personally. I have watched some of his videos. I mean, outside of being a spectacle and stuff like that, he does seem, you know, I wouldn't say normal, but he does seem likable in some respects. I mean, once you're his friend, he seems like he, you know, has your back, goes to the mattress for you. So that is commendable. But in
Who's
the
she
same
talking
respect,
about?
my feelings are disagreements. That doesn't want to see bad things happen to anybody. Jail with their wife. It just has horrible optics. Let him know that. You know, you don't go sleep at another man's house when they're in jail with their wife. It just has horrible optics. Nothing good can come of it. I am not Benny's friend in the least, but you know, as a person that doesn't want
Oh, I know what this is.
see bad things happen to anybody, I'm just saying that's just not appropriate behavior. I hope he heeds the warning. You know, people get injured for doing stuff like that. And I would, you know, despite my feelings are disagreements. You know, I don't know him personally. I've met him a few times, didn't really care for his behavior. But in the grand scheme of things, I really don't know him personally.
This is a little attempt to get him to do this little interview that we talked about yesterday that he so eloquently refused, which I'm a big fan of still. Like, still makes me laugh.
I have watched some of his videos. I mean, outside of being a spectacle and stuff like that, he does seem, you know, I wouldn't say normal, but he does seem likable in some respects. I mean, once you're his friend, he seems like he, you know, has your back, goes to the mattress for you.
Yeah, which is why he fucking came at you with a fucking log, because you're a fucking asshole with 3 other assholes that were attacking innocent people.
So that is commendable. But in the same respect, one thing you don't do is go to another man's home and sleep in another man's home while he is in jail. It's just something.
Or that is one thing that you don't do, which there's no evidence that he's doing that. But there is one other thing that you don't do also, is you don't show up to another man's job and get him fired by blowing a bullhorn and screaming to everyone that you're basically not going to leave until he's fired. And you don't show up to his home and you don't scream and yell and scare his dogs and have everyone fucking and film it so that people cheer you on after you milked money out of people, because all your money for that trip actually went to you fucking drinking and in the fucking B&B. That's really all it was. Like, people funded a party for you to go out there and harass people that didn't cost you shit to do that. What cost you money was the fucking food and the fucking booze that you consumed, like the cows that you are, the entire time you were out there.
You do not do. That is begging and screaming for problems. Begging and screaming for problems. So, wow. Well, hopefully he doesn't do that either, because, you know, again, I'm not with the whole stepping in somebody else's pond type of thing. You know, that conduct leads to problems. To each their own. He's not a friend of mine. You know, he's not somebody that I, outside of YouTube, would even give a thought to. But I hope he keeps himself, you know, he knows what the heck he's doing and doesn't get himself into problems he can't get himself out of. That's pattern with the Summer Wells case. They think that they're going to talk about something else, and then they realize nobody's really interested in anything else, right? Very suspicious. How come nobody ever has the balls to ask these people why they waited so long? You were wondering that? Why is it? Seeing everybody's agreeing with me. Hey, Joe Chat. Hey, Misfit. Very suspicious, right, Scorpio? It's crazy, but so glad you don't back down. Well, I'll tell you. Morning, sunshine. Hey, Firefly Mick. I see you. Thank you. A month later. And doesn't even give me the credit or say who the fuck I am. No tag, no nothing.
Wow. No tag, no nothing. No tag, no nothing. She doesn't give me any credit. Dude, that's because she used your ass, just like you used her. Just like you used her. You tried to come up with a fucking super group to sell more records. That's what basically went down here. And you failed. Because nobody gives a fuck who any of you people are, except for those of us that are calling you out on your bullshit because you actually go out there and interfere with investigations. If you didn't do that, nobody would be even fucking be talking about you.
Weird. Hey, Millie. This is absolutely sick. Very, very of me. So, thank you so much. Good morning and welcome, new Patreons. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good morning, AJ. Hello. So, I was
course,
actually
AJ's
gonna stay
in
away
the chat.
from talking about
Of
summer.
course.
And just because of the craziness. And are you guys a little shocked at all the calls that are coming out a month later? Interesting. Yeah, calls of me.
Stephanie Collins, thank you so much. Our team voted and it's unanimous. No over here too. Right. Who's your team? Curious. Who's your team?
Talking to Don. Makes you wonder, why now? Why would you put them out now? Right? Why wait a whole month?
That music's awesome.
Very, very odd. Very, very strange. It is kind of weird, right? So apparently there's a series of videos going out of me talking to Don Wells. Now, a lot of, yeah, apparently, is that it? A month later? Is that what we're doing? A month? Very suspicious. Why now? Thank you, Submarine. I appreciate that. The ultimate compliment. All of a sudden. Why didn't you put it out back then? Oh, I know why. And I think anyone with a modicum of intelligence can see why.
I'm going to start reading some of these comments. She didn't like her own pressure campaign because she knows people are right and is now in Uber Hulk Karen behavior is being called out. Use a legal system for that. Exactly. So annoying.
So enjoy.
I am enjoying.
It's for more clicks. Well, I guess when you're talking about other subjects, you're not going to get the same clicks, right? That seems to be a pattern. It seems to be a pattern with the Summer Wells case. They think that they're going to talk about something else.
Listen, this is what's funny is like, what's funny to me is I don't like, do I give a shit if these people fucking go down? Not really. Do I hope they go down like just by their own bullshit and people realizing it? Absolutely. Sure. I'm not going to try to take them down. I'm not going to report their shit, nothing like that. You know, but I'm just going to call them out on their shit is what I'm going to do. And hopefully, you know, and here's the thing is, you know, for those thinking like, oh man, you know, you won't have any content. That's not true. Because I've been on here for 4 fucking years already, going on 4 years, right? And there's always somebody to call out on this bullshit. There's always a YouTube creator to call out on this bullshit. And I've been doing this shit for fucking ever. Like, so, you know, yeah, like, do I hope that they go down? Part of me does, sure, you know, but I mean, it's pretty guaranteed that I will always have content as long as fucking there's people like this out there. And there will always be people like this out there. Always.
Then they realize nobody's really interested in anything else, right? Very suspicious. How come nobody ever has the balls to ask these people why they waited so long? You know, wondering that? Why is it seeing everybody's agreeing with me? Hey, Joe Chat. Hey, Misfit. Very suspicious, right, Scorpio? It's crazy, but so glad you don't back down. Well, I'll tell you. Morning, sunshine. Hey, Firefly Mick. I see you. Thank you. A month later.
She's that delusional.
And doesn't even give me the credit or say who the fuck I am. No tag. No
Because nobody gives a fuck who you are.
nothing. Weird.
It's not weird. It's that she used you because you're a fucking jackass. And she's a fucking jackass.
Hey, Millie. This is absolutely sick. This
Sick.
is sick in the head. Sick in the head.
Sick of the head.
Oh, I know you did. I know you did. Lots of strange things going on YouTube. If you guys cannot see through the lace curtains, if you guys
Don't
can't
you
see
love
what in God's name is happening, you need to open your eyes.
her chat just repeats the shit that she says in the chat and then she reads it out loud like, you know, because it's what she said. She doesn't give a fuck what her chat actually thinks unless it's in agreement with her.
You just got deleted? Yeah, you're not allowed to say my name. You're not even allowed to say my name. Why is that? Anybody have the balls to ask the bitch why? How about we invite this cunt over here right now?
Wow.
Because I'm not calling you privately. You see the bullshit? I know you did, Lynn. Come on and take a link. Why don't you be honest with everybody? Come on, you little badass. Come over here. Morning Malls chat. Gave Victimel a shout out for his generous donations to your fundraiser during his live yesterday, and he thanked me. Yeah, he's a really sweet guy. Oh, she put it on private. Hey, bitch, why don't you take a fucking link right now?
Wow.
Right now.
Wow.
Why don't you be honest with the people that have subscribed to you? People that bought you shit off of your fancy little GoFundMe list, or wait, you've got all these fucking things. Give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. And who's getting blamed for having a wish list? Me. I don't have a fucking Amazon wish list. Are you wondering where it went? Bitch, get up here. Bitch, get up here.
Nobody's fucking. First of all, it shouldn't surprise you, asshole, that somebody is in your chat that's misinformed. Like, you feed off people who feed off of misinformation. That's what you do. That's your MO. You feed off of those who feed off of misinformation. So it shouldn't be shocking to you that this person is misinformed about you having a wish list. But are they that misinformed? Because technically, do you have a wish list? Probably not. But what you do on a constant basis is manipulate people out of money. That's what you do constantly. On a constant fucking basis, you manipulate people out of fucking money. You are a piece of shit. A bottom feeding, low fruit hanging fucking piece of shit.
Right fucking now, get up here. Yeah, I'm talking about bullhorn, big mouth fucking Betty. Not so fucking tough are you anymore, huh? What the fuck is wrong with her? Everything. She expects everybody to pay her fucking way through life.
Molly, I'm going to tell you right now, like, she's not interested in beating you up because you're not a man.
Big fucking mouth. And people saw right fucking through it. I promise I won't yell. She wanted
You just
free
yelled.
stuff for 3 people. Damn right, Scorpio. Bitch wants to plaster my face, my telephone call, and wait a fucking month and not even put Molly Golightly in the title. What a snake. What a piece of shit. You don't care about that.
But it's not about content. It's not about content. It's about the little girl. And now she says what? What does she say here?
Girl. You don't care. Oh, yeah, she definitely did. And not even put Molly Golightly in the title. What a snake. What a piece of shit. You don't care about that little girl. You don't care. What a piece of shit. You don't care about that little girl. You don't care. What a piece of shit. You don't care about that little girl. You don't care. Oh yeah, she definitely did me dirty. She basically kicked me out of Heels on the Ground without even having the balls to tell me. So she basically just ignored me.
That's
And then,
because
like, 2 weeks ago,
that's because they used you for the
in
money.
the whole chat, right?
You were able to collect all the money. She's an e-begging asshole. And so it wasn't enough. And so she needed the fucking money that you e-begged. And you spent it. And she got it. And there's no use for your dumbass. Because I'll tell you this much. As far as investigations go, like the saddest thing here is that Andra is actually more skilled than her. That's crazy. That's crazy. Andra, who has absolutely no investigative skills whatsoever, not even in the slightest fucking bit. I would take her word on a case before I would take Molly Golightly's. That's not saying shit, but it's the truth. Before I took Molly Golightly's information, I would trust Andra's. And I don't trust Andra's at all.
She sees you as competition. Bitch, you got a lot to fucking catch up if you think I'm your competition. I left your ass in the dust. Here you go. Yeah, it's clear as day. So she built her channel. People were giving her money. All of a sudden, oh no, too much credit's going to Molly Golightly, bitch. I was a threat. It's very clear to me.
Now look at the grand scheme of things here. What is Molly Golightly actually complaining about? In one word, people, I want you to type it in the chat. In one word, what is Molly Golightly actually upset about? In one word. What is her concern here? There it is. There it is. There it is. Well, yeah. I mean, Cherry's right too. Audra O is correct as well, but Danielle Baker, Margot. I mean, yeah, you're talking about things. You're talking about things that will get you ultimately what the word that I'm looking for is. So attention plays into that. Clout, fame, views, all of that all boil down to one word: money.
I know something. They're trying to push on you guys. I don't know they, but she's trying to push on you this other cooperating family of a missing person. That's beautiful. It would be nice. But you want to know something? Finish what you start. She calls herself Heels in the Air. Okay. This little shitbag waited a freaking month. A month. It's not all about numbers. It's really not. What pisses me off and the reason I'm angry. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you coming to remember. I really do. Well, I'm the only one. Just have fucking balls. I stood up to her down there. She didn't fucking like it. Bitch, you met your match. You had a fucking problem. You should have said something, Mrs. Tough Bitch. You should have.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really glad everybody hung out with me tonight, man. You guys are amazing. I had a blast. And yeah, I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to relax. I'm going to text with somebody, and I'm going to have a really, really pleasant rest of my evening. And I really, really hope that you guys do as well. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for all your support. Please, on your way out, hit that like button. I love you guys very, very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.